Before we dive in, if you find this helpful, please go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for more explainers like this. Now, if you're using n8n to automate, well, pretty much anything, you're going to want to listen up. There's a pretty serious security flaw that could be putting your entire system at risk. We're going to break down exactly what it is, how it works, and most importantly, what you need to do to fix it right now.
So let's just get right to it. You use n8n to connect all your critical apps, to automate your business. It's the glue holding things together. But have you ever really stopped to think about how secure that setup is? Because honestly, a newly discovered vulnerability might mean it's not secure at all. And here it is. This is the core of the problem. We are talking about a flaw that lets an attacker, and get this, someone with no login, no password, completely unauthenticated, run any command they want on your n8n server. Let that sink in for a second. This is about as serious as it gets in the security world. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how is that even possible? To get that, we need to dig into the mechanics of the attack. And it all boils down to this one sneaky little bug called content type confusion. So what on earth is content type confusion? Think of it like this. Every file you send over the internet has a label on it, a content type header, that tells the server what it is. Is it a picture, a text file? Well, this bug meant n8n wasn't really checking those labels very carefully. So an attacker could send a package filled with malicious commands, but just slap a label on it that says, hey, I'm just a harmless text file. And the server would just let it right in. So here's how the attack plays out, step by step. First, the attacker crafts that malicious request with the fake label. Second, your n8n server gets tricked and misreads what it's been sent. Third, because of that confusion, all the normal security checks just get bypassed. And finally, the payload. The attacker's nasty commands get executed. And just like that, they're in.
Okay, so an attacker can run commands. What's the big deal? What does that actually mean for you and your business? Let's talk about the real-world damage, because trust me, it's extensive. And the potential fallout here is huge. We're not talking about a small glitch. An attacker isn't just going to run one command and leave. They can steal your credentials, they can move sideways across your network to infect other systems, they can deploy all kinds of malware like ransomware, and if you're in a shared environment, it gets even worse. Let's just double-click on that first one, credential exposure. I mean, think about it. Security researchers are warning that literally everything is on the table. All those sensitive keys and passwords your workflows use, your API keys, cloud provider keys, database passwords, an attacker can hoover all of that up. And this gets especially dangerous in what we call a multi-tenant environment. So if you're a company that hosts n8n for multiple clients, or you're using a shared platform yourself, a single breach could be catastrophic. An attacker gets into one account, and they can pivot and potentially compromise every other business on that same server. The damage can spread like wildfire. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. Let's pivot to the solution. What do you need to do, like right now, to lock this down and protect your instance? The good news is, the fix is actually pretty straightforward. Job number one, without a doubt, is to update your system. Seriously, the patched safe versions are 2.5.2 and 1.123.17, or anything newer. Take a look. If your version number is lower than those, you are vulnerable. You need to update ASAP. Not sure which version you're running? No problem. It's super easy to check. Just log into your n8n dashboard, scroll all the way to the bottom of any page, and you'll see the version number right there in the footer. Or you can click that little question mark icon and hit About n8n.
Now look, we get it. Sometimes you can't just hit update right this second. So if you're in that boat, there is something you can do in the meantime. The absolute key is to lock down who has permission to create and edit workflows. By restricting that power to only your most trusted, vetted users, you can shrink the attack surface while you plan the update.
So patching this one bug is your immediate first aid. It's critical. But real lasting security isn't about just putting on band-aids. It's about building a strong, resilient, long-term defense. So let's talk about what that looks like. This is kind of your long-term security checklist. First, always run n8n in what we call a hardened environment. That just means locking down network access and user permissions as much as possible to limit the blast radius if something does go wrong. And second, you absolutely have to have a rock-solid backup and recovery plan. Backup often, and this is the part people forget, test your recovery process to make sure it actually works. And it's really important we give a huge shout out where it's due. The whole security community works because of people like these researchers. They're the ones who found this, who reported it responsibly, and who gave n8n the chance to build a patch and protect all of us. So thank you to them. So we're going to leave you with this question. Okay, so you've patched your n8n instance. That's great. But is your security culture resilient? You can patch software, but the real challenge is building a team and a process that's always vigilant. Are you ready for the next threat? Because in today's world, that's what true resilience is all about.